This afternoon. The chief is going to make a brief statement, and then we'll answer any questions that you want to ask. Chief?
Good afternoon. Thanks for coming. As Mark stated, I'd like to make a brief statement, and we'll open up for any questions you might have. On Monday, May 14th, 2018, at about 10:30 p.m., the Town of Seneca Falls Police Department arrested Donald Bovio, age 38, and Allison C. Bovio, age 38, both of 25 Peterman Road, Seneca Falls, New York, following a child abuse investigation. The arrest stems from a medical call on Saturday, May 12, 2018, at approximately 11:41 p.m., where it was reported that a 3-year-old child fell down a flight of stairs. The child was flown to Upstate Medical Center where he underwent treatment. During his treatment, medical staff reported that injuries were inconsistent with the fall. A child abuse investigation began. The Seneca Falls Police Department worked closely with Upstate Medical staff, Seneca County Child Protective Services, and New York State Police. As a result of the investigation, both subjects were charged with assault in the first degree. Assault in the first degree is a Class B violent felony offense that carries a possible 25-year prison sentence. The child remains in critical condition on life support, and additional charges are pending. Both Donald and Allison were arraigned in the Town of Seneca Falls Court, where they were reprimanded to the Seneca County Correctional Facility in lieu of $50,000 cash or $100,000 bond. Their next court appearance will be May 18, 2018 at 5:30 p.m. I'll open up to any questions.
Chief, can you shed any light on what may have happened? And I'm assuming it's their child at their home?
It is Allison's biological son, and then Donald's is the stepfather.
Okay.
Repeat the question.
Could you shed any light on what may have happened? Obviously, hospital staff said it was inconsistent with a fall down the stairs. So anything, at least in basic terms, you can tell us?
At this point in the investigation, we're not going to. It's a little too early to release that information. There were substantial trauma to the head and body of the child.
Was there anybody else at the home, and are there any other children that were living at the home as well?
There are no other children at the home, and no other individuals were at the apartment at the time of the incident.
Were there any prior calls or concerns with these parents or the two?
So this family has only lived in this area for less than 2 months. They came from Salem, Massachusetts. We have one prior incident or call to that address where it was a follow-up CPS report from Massachusetts.
Have you been?
Well-being check.
You've been in touch with law enforcement in Salem as far as any incidents that they've come across with this family?
Absolutely, yes.
Shed any light on what they had on their record there?
Donald has an extensive criminal history. We can tell you that. Allison does not. And we're still working with local law enforcement there in Salem to make sure we have all the criminal history documented or any other police contact documented.
Chief, walk us through the investigation. When do you bring state police in, and can you talk about what you've done so far with that?
So we received this report Saturday night, late Saturday night. We sent investigators to the hospital that night, early Sunday morning into Saturday night, where we started the initial call, and we got other agencies involved early Monday morning due to the extensive involvement in this type of matter.
I know you said that more charges could be pending. If you assume that the child does survive, what other charges do you think could be coming to this couple?
I'll defer that to District Attorney Porsche to answer that if he wishes.
I'm not going to comment on what the other charges are. It's before the grand jury. I'm not going to comment on what charges that they may be considering. Obviously, the person, if the baby dies, obviously it's going to be a murder charge.
What's the latest medical staff is telling you about his condition?
Critical on life support.
Yeah, could you just clear up for me, so this case will be going to a grand jury, or it's already gone to a grand jury?
Well, it's gonna go to a grand jury unless the defendants waive indictment.
Okay,
That's-
already,
Those
okay.
are the two options.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I was clear as to how you explained it there,
Yes,
that it
it's
will
not gonna
be going.
It's not gonna be resolved in the town court.
Right, okay, but not there yet.
One of these
No.
two defendants actually called in this incident?
Yes, the stepfather called it in to 911.
Any indication, Chief, that from what you've learned from Salem, that these people had, I don't want to say they were running from something, but had picked up to leave the situation there?
We're looking into all different leads on that. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
What will happen to the child if the child does survive? Other family will have it, or what happens then?
That's yet to be determined, so the child, I believe, is in foster care right now, right? So
No, the child is in the custody of the Commissioner of the Department of Social Services. Obviously, he can't be placed in foster care until the child is released from the hospital.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Just, I guess, what message would you say to the community about, these kinds of cases? We had a fatal case not long ago out of the Rochester area of a young child. Talk about that and what it means to your investigators.
It's a horrific scene that we had to process through. It's tough on all of us that are going through this, all the way from the medical staff, fire personnel that showed up, LifeNet, our staff. It's difficult to see this type of injury to a child, but we do everything we can to make sure that justice is brought for this 3-year-old boy.
Was the child unconscious from the time you got there?
Unresponsive, yes.
Mhm. Do you have any idea what brought them to Seneca Falls from Massachusetts?
They have family locally, a limited family locally. We're being told that that's what brought them to this area.
Do we know if there was any time gap between when the incident occurred and they called 911, or was it pretty immediate action?
We can't comment on that at the time.
Okay, thank you.